Guys, the Unexpected 5 here with a Minecraft survival games video. Now, I am on the map, I believe it's Destiny's Chiver. I'm doing post-commentary, so I'm not 100% sure on it. So, yeah, I am using the texture pack Arestian's Dawn 1.7. And as you'll soon see it when I enter the chest, the flint and steel and a few other items aren't different. I'm not sure if this texture pack is 100% done yet. Like the cobwebs and lily pads aren't different. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is, but nevertheless it looks fantastic. I honestly didn't even notice until I got a couple more chests with some stuff in it. So yeah, it's a fantastic texture pack in my opinion. It's just all around good texture pack. Now I do actually have a notepad open, and I did write down a couple topics to talk about during this video, because I read the comments, and I do know that you guys wanted me to have a notepad open while I'm doing this post commentary thing. So yes, I do take constructive criticism very well, but if it's just something like, oh, you're terrible at PvP, you shouldn't do this, no, I don't take that constructive criticism. I constantly practice and to get better so that it's more enjoyable to watch. So yeah, but I do occasionally win. So yeah. Okay, so what I have to talk about today is scholarships, because in my opinion they're very weird how they work. So to get a scholarship, see, I have raw fish, and now I'm just realizing that some of the textures are the same as default. So, like pumpkin pie and fish. But yeah, for the most part, everything looks fantastic and is different. And I especially love the cookies. So yeah, I love cookies in real life and in video game. They're just the best food ever. So yeah, scholarships. So to get a scholarship, you need to have good grades. The higher the grade, the better. You need to be in a lot of extracurricular activities, so that they can see that you're a well-rounded person. And the activities don't even have to be something school-related, is what blows my mind, because they just don't. They can be like, you can be in Boy Scouts, or you could be in taking lessons for an instrument, or I really don't care, you could be doing some community service thing. Just needs to be some activities, and they can be in school or out of school. And as far as I'm concerned, the grades for scholarships only matter in high school, for me at least. Not exactly sure about it, but but yeah. So for me, for my school district, the grades in elementary school don't really matter all too much. They'll just determine if you're gifted and talented. So it'll just determine if you're in the smarter group of kids. Oh, and then for middle school, only the second year of middle school, because for me, middle school is 2 years, 7th grade and 8th grade. So yeah, So it only counts for 8th grade because that's the way they determine if what classes to put you in high school. So like if you're getting like straight A's, they know to put you in the smarter classes. So yeah. So now, and then for 4 years of high school for me. It's 4 years of high school. That's the grades that matter for scholarships and colleges and all that stuff. So yeah. And I'm not even 100% sure they look at your grades. They might just look at your GPA. So yeah, that's that. And then you also need to have good reputation, no arrests or underage drinking or any of that. They do look at like Facebook and stuff like that. So yeah. And so now to talk about these things a bit. So for the extracurricular activities, it just blows my mind that you can do anything and it'll be counted for an activity for you. And that just is weird for me because colleges want the best students there so that they get a better reputation. Because if you're good at your career, you can just say, oh yeah, I went to this college, and then they'll get a good reputation because of you. And so yeah, so it's just weird for me that that you can just do whatever you want for your extracurricular activities, and it will be counted towards credit for colleges to look at. So yeah, it's just weird to me because it has nothing to do with education, but they still look at it as a good thing. So it's just weird to me. But I wouldn't rely solely on stuff like unless you're trying to get into a music school. I wouldn't rely solely on stuff like music lessons. I'd rely more on stuff like Boy Scout and like Eagle Scout in Boy Scouts, good grades, and yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, that's that. So, and then and now for some stories about these topics, because that's really all I have to say about that. So, okay, so for my school, we are just going on a new, excuse me, so for my school, we're just going on to a new, grading system for whatever reason. Even though the old grading system has worked for years. I'm not exactly sure how long, but I know it's been for years. I'm pretty sure it's been for at least 8 years. Maybe longer. But either way, it has worked for that long. So, yeah. I have no idea why they changed it, but if only they changed it when I was in high school, because there was a glitch, and I was actually didn't get straight A's, which would give me a perfect GPA. So I didn't get straight A's, so I shouldn't have gotten a perfect GPA, but I did. So it just had a little glitch in the system, which caused me to have perfect GPA, which I believe is 4.0. So it just cost me to have a perfect GPA, even though I shouldn't have had a good GPA. So, yeah, that's that. So, when I went home to tell my dad, what happened, the only thing I mentioned was that I got a 4.0 GPA. Then he saw my report card. So yeah. So so it was a pretty funny moment, and yeah, not really much to say on that. But yeah, I was just observing my PvP tactics, because one good thing about reviewing my footage during post commentary is I can see what tactics I used that were effective and what tactics weren't so effective. Like for there, I used 2 bow shots when I was behind him, because I knew I'd get the sneak attack on him. So I used 2 bow shots. That lowered his health a good deal, and he actually surprisingly didn't realize where I was until I started whacking him with my sword. But by then it was too late. I hit him too much. He thought I was further behind him, so he pulled out his bow and arrow, and then he panicked, and I ended up killing him with 1 more bow shot. But yeah, sorry about that. So back on to my story. My dad was a mixture of happiness and sadness, because he was happy that I got 4.0. He was sad that it wasn't a legitimate 4.0, and he was also sad that it wasn't when I was in high school, because he said that's the only thing colleges look at. They don't look at grades. I could be wrong. It could be different for each college. I really don't know. But, yeah. That's what happened with that. Now to talk a little bit about grades only mattering in all of high school. I would always abuse this. Sort of. I would sort of always abuse this. And by that I mean my dad would tell me in elementary school to get good grades for colleges, and then he would say that, and then I just skipped, or I didn't skip school. I changed schools because of the program I was in. So yeah, let me just talk about the game for a second. Here, I didn't know where Cornucopia was until I turned around after I saw the refill message, and I was just surprised because I had no idea where it was. But then I was thinking about turning back because there was a team, but then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go in, eat my golden apple, and just win. But sadly I don't win. So I'm just gonna finish up my topics. My dad would just say, like, only the grades in high school mattered. Like since I wasn't doing too good after since I wasn't really doing too good after I changed schools, my dad would just say, "Oh, don't worry, it doesn't matter. That's just practice for high school." So yeah. So yeah, I would kind of abuse that, but soon I won't really be able to. Like, I can't even abuse it now because high school look at the grades I get, not the GPA. So, and that determines what classes I go in. So that's kind of a bummer. But anyway, I think I talked enough about scholarships, gave enough of my opinion on what's right and what's wrong with them. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, because I do upload content like this and daily. I'm thinking about starting up some new things or starting some new projects. And yeah, that's basically it. Share this video with your friends, family, Facebook, social media of any kind. Anything to get me more known, because there are a lot of Minecrafters on YouTube nowadays, and it's just hard to get my name out there anymore. To get anyone's name out there anymore with anything. So something needs to make you stand up. So yeah, just share this video. Subscribe, like, comment any constructive criticism or any criticism of any kind. Or, wait, I said that wrong. Comment any constructive criticism, not just criticism like, oh, you're terrible at this. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.